Okay, are we live? I think we're live on Twitch. Yep, looks like we're live on Twitch. Let's just check YouTube. And we're live on YouTube as well. So, a little bit more Dwarf Fortress. Because even though I'm fighting the game, I still can't put it down. I can't help it. I still want to keep on going. Oh, and I've just realised I should have got Bone and Blatt's spreadsheet up and I didn't. Let me just fix that. That's the wiki. Just move this over here. Yeah, just in case we need the people. Or need to know what our people are doing, to be more precise. Alright, got that to hand. Bring the wiki back just in case we need that. Okay, right, now I'm tooled up. I meant to download and set up Dwarf Therapist before I streamed next. But then I kind of started tinkering with my fortress and I was like, nah, let's just, it's just like, and then I just wanted to do it. So we're just doing it. So what do we want to do first? Need to build some walls in the bedroom. Let's do some walls in the bedrooms. So they have finished digging out all of the gems in the walls and all of that sort of thing, so let's just get on and do a bit. So, hello Pinback. And Dwarf Therapist works with 47 now. Yes. With caveats. So there is a version out there. It's an experimental version, I think is how they described it. But because DF hack doesn't work, and there is, I believe it's not dreadfully difficult to set up. You've kind of got to like put a text file in and do a few. It's a bit fiddly. It doesn't look undoable though. But yeah, I was kind of looking at, right, how do I get about this then? I was like, yeah, I'll just tinker with my fortress first, and then I was kind of got to the point where I thought, I'll just get on with it. So they have warned to expect crashes, don't expect it to be perfect. It is they've got it working, but somebody was in stream the other night and they said that they tried it, it wasn't difficult, it worked first time and they didn't have any problems with it. So I thought, yeah, I was kind of just up for giving it a go anyway, to be honest. Like getting Dwarf Therapist back will be fantastic. Tofu, hello! Why is it that every time I finish a set of bedrooms I get a migrant wave? Oh, I know that. If you build it, they will come. Indeed. Hello, Joshua Buck. Not seen you for a while. You're watching from inside the barn, surrounded by animals and 3 baby goats. Oh, lovely. I didn't even realise it was the time of year for baby goats. Now, I just want to check, what's that semicolon there? Selenite, that's not worth anything, is it? I don't think so, it's just a random rock, I don't think it's a gem. Well, I'll tell you what, just in case it is, let's dig it out. Alright, if nothing else, we'll make something out of it. I also want all of this limonite dug out of these bits here. We'll grab those bits there. Worry about the bottom bits at some point. But all my poor dwarfs sleeping on the floor. Let's see, how many beds do we have? Do we have any? We must have some. So that will make some dwarves happier. Oh yeah, look at that, we've got quite a few. Baby goat. Do 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 do. I've got a feeling that there might have been a reference there that I've missed. A little fun fact, Sal, goats can have babies any time of the year. They're not restricted like other animals. Ah. I was watching, you know, one of those random things that came up on my YouTube playlist was a guy who breeds goats, maybe Colorado? Somewhere in America, somewhere that has kind of scrubland type area. They were talking about it being the right time of the year to breed the goats, but I guess that was just because, I don't know, the temperatures were right, or maybe it just suited them to breed their goats at that time of year. Yeah. If you don't know the Baby Shark song, just consider yourself lucky and move on. Oh, I have heard of the Baby Shark song, and I know why I should consider myself lucky not to know it. And yes, having heard about the Baby Shark song, I am quite happy to just move on. Hey, Bone and Blatt! And how are you on this fine evening? I'm giving my dwarves some extra bedrooms because look at this, we've got beds, we've got rooms to put the beds in and everything, so it's about time we did. Have you been visited by a merchant's guild? I had humans visit me for the first time in a long time in the form of a merchant's guild and royal treasurer. I've had a merchant's guild representative turn up before. I've never had a royal treasurer though. That's interesting. Yes, I saw the reference. I'm just not responding to it because I get to hear it every day from my little cousins. And Boney and Blatt is doing good but getting hungry. Oh, you shouldn't mention that. I haven't had any dinner yet. And at some point I'm going to think to myself, why did I start streaming before I had something to eat? But I'll wait till, if I think that you might be able to hear my stomach growling, at that point, we'll take a break and I'll go get something to eat. Like I say, I opened up Dwarf Fortress because I was going to install Dwarf Therapist and go through all of that, and then I started tinkering with my fort, and then I was like, no, let's just play. You know, gets with Dwarf Fortress. Alright, right, let's go to the top. I've set up a little bit to be sorted. What we've got here is, I want to focus my walls around this top area. So what I've got them doing is going to dig a channel down there. This is going to be the corpse pit. And that will drop down 2 levels below this area. We'll have refuse on one side, corpses on another, so I'm going to bring a wall around here, probably across there, and we'll have a separated area across here. I'll probably end up moving that workbench. So yeah, we'll have a walled off area for the corpse pit so that we can, if we need to, close everything up. Well, the preferred time to breed goats is when the males are in what you call rut, but you don't have to restrict yourself to that. Ah. I have asked them to chop down the trees that are close to the edge, because eventually we will bring these walls down the side and along the bottom. I wanted to get a little bit down the bottom just to make sure those corners were built, so I didn't forget to build the corners. But yeah, I thought no harm in getting some of those outside trees chopped down. I've also asked my carpenter's workshop to make a step ladder so we can start collecting some fruit from the trees, and I've put a workshop order in to make alcohol out of fruit. So people are shearing the creatures as they become shearable. I've told them to go and slaughter the mule, and we've got a gander inside. I've told them to slaughter that. We don't need those animals, and if we leave them around long enough, someone might make a pet of them, and we don't want that. So yeah, things up here are looking okay. Going down, this is where my corpse pit is going to be, and this is where the bottom will be. So I've told them to start digging that out. All right. Down here, I have moved the maternity suite to this barrel. It's got food in it because I noticed where looking around at the mothers, no one's dying of thirst at the moment, but there are a few hungry ones. So yeah, I found a food stockpile and I just moved the maternity suite to the food barrel. So they'll be stood on top of a prepared food barrel for a little while. I've checked my still and my kitchen. They're still coming along nicely. The peacocks are out. Oh, what we should do is this door over here. While those pea chicks are growing up, we can forbid passage to that room there and allow the peacocks to lay some more eggs, and we can get our next batch of chicks ready. These peacocks here lay eggs and they just get taken away for food. All right, going now. I need to sort out this isn't going to be a permanent stockpile. This is just where we dumped everything as we got it, so I need to sort out my eventual stockpiles. Here we will have some stockpiles. Down there, that'll be, no, I think that's, yes, this is the stockpile room for our finished goods, or it will be, because these are the stairs down to the trade area, and so we want to be able to very quickly just transport goods for sale down to the trade area. So below that is where we trade. I've got stuff out here that hasn't got a stockpile to go into, so I do need to dig out those stockpiles, but I kind of think bedrooms are a bit more important at the moment. Building a tavern, I dug out a bit of hematite in the wall, so I've just sealed that off before we dig out this second layer. And there's a little bit of sort of valuable stuff around the edges. I've just got them digging that out. Once they've done that, we'll go in and we'll smooth it up and we'll turn that into a tavern and we'll start having a look at some visitors, which should be interesting because we've got a few artifacts lying around, and that's where you start getting trouble with your artifacts, I believe, is once you start inviting visitors in. So we'll get to see a bit of that. Workshop land. So I went through, made sure that they're doing all the things we need. We've got barrels being made, we've got beds being made, chairs, tables, coffins, blocks. Jewels are being cut, clothes, sort of the minimum. Not the minimum to keep people covered, but the minimum to replace the clothing that they came in. So that's a slightly more expanded and spread across the different types of materials we've got available to us. So I've got them making shoes and robes out of leather, trousers, dresses, and some other stuff. I think out of yarn and cloth, and then socks out of silk. Silk's the one thing we haven't got a renewable source for at the moment, but I think I bought some. I've got the forge over here making some more anvils so that we can put down some more forges, and we're smelting limonite into coal and hematite into iron. So things are ticking along down there. I've dug out this area here for stockpiles that feed the workshops. I should really put some of those down actually. What do we want over here? It might just help tidy things up a little bit. Well, never mind. I'll get around to that. Down here, I've got them digging out the valuables in the walls. I've also told them to smooth out this one. I would like to set up a guild hall for probably armor smiths. I'm not sure whether armor smiths or weaponsmiths first. I don't know how we'll get on with that because we only have 1 or 2 people with any kind of skill. But I've got a handful of people in both that I've given the task to. So yeah, proactively setting up, we'll see how that works. And up here, this blob, I'm going to turn that into a temple. So again, digging the valuables out of the walls, and I just sort of dug out this bit. I thought no sense in wasting the space, and we can make it a bit more of an interesting shape as well, rather than just a square room. I used to make everything out of octagons, but I just got so fed up with like having to tinker with shapes to make square stock or to fit in stockpiles and meeting locations and things. So, but we can do something a bit better than just a square space. Manager's office is fine. There's a whole bunch of other offices that we need, including the mayor's office. And yeah, bedrooms they are getting on with. So one thing I do need to keep my eye on is in workshop land. Right, we have a person who claimed a workshop who seemed to get stuck at the end of the last stream. I needed to start to save and quit and restart, and I'm hoping that that will unfreeze them. I think it's this person here. So let's just see what happens. Do they move? Yeah, I think they have moved. That's a good thing, because it's a starving mother who is being ridden by a baby. I made sure that both the mother and the baby were out of the maternity suite. So I don't know where I'd left the baby in the maternity suite. I don't know whether that was confusing them. Don't know. Did I lose any dwarves? Not since the last stream. So far we've lost 2, I think. There was one who drowned in whilst operating the water pumps and setting up the water pumps, and then there was the first mother who died of dehydration. So we'll see how this goes. It seems to, like Fiona, the one who's currently complaining about not being able to get to her child. Fiona, I think it was, who was starving. Putting her in a burrow on top of alcohol did work once we cut it down to just a single square. Joshua Book says also, I'm not going to lie, but this game looks really old, and the way it's built looks like the game called Minesweeper. Yeah, it's when I've been playing Dwarf Fortress recently, up until very recently, I usually play with a tile set, and there's a whole bunch of third-party tools that make the controls easier, make interfacing with the game easier. So what we have here is an incredibly complex world simulator. It is the game that launched Minecraft and RimWorld and Prison Architect to name 3. And it is such an in-depth, complex world simulator that we are just sitting in playing a game. So you kind of, what happened recently is it had an update, and that has made most of the third-party tools and tile sets and things incompatible. So they'll catch up. So I'm hoping that over the course of maybe another week, I reckon, it shouldn't be much longer than that, the appearance of the game will get a lot better. Certainly for the non-hardcore Dwarf Fortress viewers. And it'll start becoming a bit more accessible to people watching.
Sorry, sir, I can't do it.
But yeah, Tofu says it's one of the best and most ridiculous games I've ever played. Check it out. It is fantastic. It is actually worth getting over the shortcomings in the graphics and understanding that the game designers they didn't set out to make an ASCII game. At least from what I understand, they've set out to make a fantastic game. It's still in alpha. They've been working on it consistently since 2004. It's now 47% complete. It's going to be coming out on Steam eventually. When it comes out on Steam, it will have the full graphics pack with it, but they're still coding it. So looking at user interfaces and graphics have been not exactly top of their list. And the amount of simulation in the game to get this far, it is just amazing. And I am going to find out which noise that is in Sound Sense. If that noise I thought I had deleted from the Sound Sense pack, but I'm going to find out where it still is and get rid of it, because I think that's related to the workshop orders. It's the native flute noise. I think it's telling me that orders have been completed. Right, so how are we doing on... Oh my god, that is going to drive me nuts. Why haven't I been hearing this up? Oh, because I've just set up a load of workshop orders. Right, but how are we getting on with this artifact? Let's just have a quick look. Right, it's still claimed by Dava. I would like to catch up with Dava, see where she is. Let's zoom to Dava and follow her. What are you doing? I think she's picked up a lump of rock or something. Oh no, she's walking around in circles. That must be the baby. And someone's just died. Let's see, who have we lost? Fiona. Found dead, dehydrated. Damn it. So I needed to switch. Mind you, what? I think we saw Fiona downstairs. She didn't go to the burrow. And so burrowing isn't a guaranteed way of making sure that the new mothers will definitely go somewhere to eat or drink. Because when you confine someone to a burrow, you're not controlling their movement, you're just controlling what they can do in that space. But we don't have any hungry mothers now, so let's find them a barrel of alcohol and go and stand them on the alcohol, so hopefully that will help us to keep them hydrated. It might be that we haven't got any drinks in stock. Let me check that. Oh no, we've got drinks somewhere. There'll be one of these barrels here. That's plant. That's spice. That's a fish barrel, another plant barrel. Food. So at the moment, for anyone like Joshua, maybe you don't know, is there's, with it being a new release, there is a bug in the game, and the bug is that they introduced mounts so that in the in adventure mode, which is like an RPG style, you can come into the same world and go and have adventures as an individual, which in itself, you know, it's another sort of fabulous bit to the game. There's a wine barrel there, that'll do. They introduced mounts so that in adventure mode you could ride animals, but it affected the coding so that now in Fortress mode, if mothers have infants, instead of the mothers carrying the infants are riding the mothers like horses, and they are riding the mothers to the point of dehydration and starvation. So until a fix comes out to that, we just have to micromanage, making sure that the place that the mother tends to hang out, the mother and baby tends to hang out, is somewhere where the mother can drink. So I'm going to move it to here. So that one little spot there, and we'll remove that one there. Okay, so it might make some other mothers go and stand on top of that alcohol barrel, and they might go and take a drink while their babies are riding them. So hopefully we'll limit a few deaths, but yeah, at the moment a baby is almost a death sentence for mothers. And I'm not fancying the chances of our person with a strange mood, Dara. Yeah, that's her there. Because she's not going to be able to complete her job. She's not going to be able to go and get a drink. But if I do anything to change this, if I try and... Well, maybe let's try putting her baby... If I try put her in the maternity suite, then she would immediately go mad, because that is going to stop her from being able to complete the job. Her baby is Zuthan. Right, let's see what happens if I say Zuthan is confined to the other space. Does it do anything to her? She's down here now. She's carrying a bit of rock, but I don't think she can get to the workshop. A baby's preventing her from going to the workshop to complete the task. Oh well, we'll not worry about that. I don't think there's anything we can do about it. Oh my god, I'm going to have to cancel all of those orders unless I quickly identify where native flute... It's the native flute sound that is still knocking around somewhere in sound sense. Right, do we have more beds? We've got a few. Okay. Do we have any more doors? Let's go up this end where I've started the beds. That seems to be most sensible. Yeah, but I would be lying if I was to say that playing it in vanilla is no more difficult or frustrating or anything than it is playing it with the third-party mods. It's the third-party tools. I'm finding that I'm fighting the game. I'm also thinking that really the idea of going for a big fort with a big population and trying to do all of the things, this is probably a bad time for it, because making a small fort that dies quickly, just going and setting up next to like setting up in a dangerous area where we're going to have a quick and fast adventure, we're not going to get to do much building and we're not going to have to deal with many people, would probably have been a far better option while the game is still Well, not the game. While the mods are, the tools are still in this state. Hello, Silent Assassin. Joshua says, yeah, I don't know if you saw my previous response to why I haven't been around. Oh, no, sorry, I keep skipping over things. It's tornado season and I've been keeping stuff tied down and ready to go. Wow. Oh, God, that is... That, right, number one priority. As soon as I take a break, I'm just going to go into the sound sense files and delete that noise. Because that is going to drive me nuts. So, ordinarily, you get that any time that a job is cancelled when you're using sound sense with DF hack. So when you're playing it in what I would consider to be the normal way of playing it, and I've removed that native flute sound because it was driving me nuts. It was, and it's such an easy thing to do. You just go in and say, I don't want you to make that noise anymore. We shall remove that sound. But it's obviously somewhere.
Oh, stop him, he'll hurt someone.
Ooh, oh God, they've gone berserk. Can they actually do anything about being berserk while they've got a baby on their back? I haven't even got a military set up. I've got no one with any weapons. Let's just see what they do. Yeah, we're going to have to set up a military and beat her, aren't we? Okay. So, let's go to military. And we'll do someone as militia commander. We'll create a squad. No uniform. I really don't want to risk Alice, though, to be honest. Yeah, I really don't want to be risking Alice. Let's go to the noble screen. I'm going to be putting a militia captain in. So... we want somebody who we don't mind. Let's see, Boa. Okay, you can do it. And now if we go to the military screen, we can set up somebody. There we go. So Boa is now leading the tin cuts. I don't think... oh, we've actually got somebody who is a wrestler. That is Beatrice, who is Bernie's wife, I think. But I need to be careful about using the females just in case they are ones with babies, with the baby bug the way it is. Alright, Camille. Who are you? Are you a grown-up child? You're not somebody who's migrated in. So how's the fortress doing generally? It's okay. Yeah. Say I am just struggling a little with managing the pregnant mothers and the labourers, you know, just those sorts of things. But it's not bad. We're doing it. At least I've got a spreadsheet, indeed. Yeah, and that has been pretty useful. Deer and Dika, they're both in maternity. Damo the peddler. Fublo the fisher dwarf. We'll put you in. Fred, you can go in there. Ernie the Gelder. Yeah, if we lose Ernie, I won't be desperately worried. I mean, we shouldn't have too much trouble. I just want someone to go... enough people to just sort of get together and go and beat up our Berserk Dwarf here. Okay. So, squads. I want the Tin Cuts to go and kill our Berserk Dwarf. Huh? Can we not do that? I am looking at the right one, aren't I? That's the Berserk Dwarf. Can only the captain of the guard arrest your dwarf that's going berserk? Oh, okay. Dara is already dead. Oh, okay. That's why I couldn't do it. Well, there we go. And who's this who is not looking too happy? Elko. Is that because you are wounded? Let's go and find Elko. Yeah, but I can understand why people who play it in vanilla, in pure vanilla, switch off stress, because handling stress without like DF hack and even just stuff like the mouse controls, everything is so slow. It's so slow to navigate everything. But I still absolutely, well, I'm sat here playing it. I could be playing anything, but no, I want to sit here and play this. All right, wounds, health. How are you doing? Okay, well, it's not that. So you've been under a great deal of stress, afraid after experiencing trauma, horrified after seeing Dava die, vengeful joining an existing conflict, vengeful joining, yeah, felt vengeful several times after joining the conflict. Within the last season, he didn't feel anything while in conflict. He felt tenderness talking with a child. He didn't feel anything after being caught in the rain, dejected after being unable to pray. Well, we're sorting that out. Dejected dwelling upon being unable to pray. Okay, so hopefully his mood will pass, but I've got no way to properly measure what his mood's up to. Yeah, I should have done Dwarf therapy, shouldn't I? that would have told me whether his mood is escalating or not. But let's bob down. Nothing we can do there to help anybody. Let's build the walls that we want to add to the temple. So the wall here was to just get the hematite out the wall. So put that in there. And then a bit more up here. I mean, it's an odd shaped thing at the moment. We could leave it as an odd shaped thing. We'll stick that wall in. That's maybe just too much of an odd shape. That way, over there. Marble blocks. Oh yeah, marble. Where did we get marble? I didn't know we had marble. Okay, we'll get those walls built and then we'll smooth and engrave that temple, and that should help matters. Meanwhile, let's tell them to... Oops. Let's tell them to engrave down here. And we'll get that all... That was in marker. Hang on. Engrave. Maybe it wasn't in marker. Okay. Just because it was blue. And before I forget, I also want to... I've smoothed the walls on this guild here, which I didn't do when we made it. Because I was just in a bit of a rush to get it knocked out because the people had demanded it so long ago. So I thought it was more important to just get it done.
Sir, a baby's been born.
Oh no.
Just great. Another mouth to feed.
Efatha needs to go into the maternity suite. Let's just give her a little while to pick up a child. Okay, so she should have picked up the child by now. Efatha, where are you? There you are. So that's you and your newborn. Must be Ushat. So then why don't you use males instead of females if you're worried about the baby issue? Oh yeah, I did. I was picking out males from the to put into the military. Yeah. Yeah, I hope they fix that bug quite quickly because the baby thing sounds like a nuisance and it's going to get annoying quite quickly. Yeah, it's manageable. There is a workaround. It's not a perfect workaround, but it means that the game isn't broken. But they are really good at fixing things like this. So when there is a big problem, it won't take terribly long. It's recognised. They even mentioned the bug in their last blog. So I wouldn't expect them to take too long about it. Alright, we'll get them smoothing that. We also need to build a wall just in the corner over here. And then I think what we can do is we've got this space at the top here. We'll use that for things like coffers and stuff. Pedestals. Certainly not going to put a statue in a temple. I think that's just asking. Well, I don't know. Should I actually just be encouraging the fall of the fort? Because like I said, I am very uncertain about my my choice of what to do with this game. I just really wanted to see the stuff that I haven't seen by watching other people. So I haven't seen much with the temples and the guild halls. I've seen little glimpses, but mostly people have been fighting the new enemies. Oops, now I wanted to build a door. I wanted to play a bit of a longer game so we could explore some of the other new stuff. But yeah, that looks like it. It might just, I might have wanted to wait until, and that's going. That noise is going. And now I'll stop complaining about it. Alright, how are we getting on with the bedrooms? We got any more beds yet? Yes, we have. Alright, and we can get up a few more walls down here too. And then I want to go up to the top surface and do a bit more work on the corpse pit. Because I presume at some point we're going to get attacked by something. That we're going to have corpses that we actually need to dispose of rather than butcher or bury. Let's use up... Oh, we've got shale blocks as well. Right, so down here goes there. Use up some of these odd blocks that we've got. I honestly didn't spot us mining through marble. I'm not sure where we found that. That means we've actually got 2 flux stones on this map. And you, I didn't even intend to play this map. I'd set up... I generated a world because I wanted to... I'd heard so much about the New World generation and how it worked and how you could watch it. And how you could watch the sort of the rise and fall of evil while that was all going on. So I generated a new world. And then I generated a new map. I thought, let's just have a tinker with it, see how it feels. See what I think of the controls. It's like, is it doable? Can I stream it in playing it in vanilla, or is it just going to drive me too mad? But then I generated this map. I landed on this embark, and it's probably the best location I've ever come across. We've got all this flux stone, we've got gypsum, we have hematite, we've got lignite, you've got everything you could possibly dream of. So I just had to play. Right, while they're building that, let's go up here. See how we're doing. Right, they have all of these side walls in. So if we go down here, just want to make sure they've dug that channel. Yes, they have. Right, so what I want them to do now is to come and channel. From here to here. And that'll make them drop through to the floor below. Okay, so down here, all I need to tell them to do now is to remove those ramps that are left over. And I want them to put a door just there. And I want them to build a gate. A bridge. So we'll have the bridge there, and we'll have it so that it retracts to the right. And we can make that out of marble blocks, will be fine. We need a lever. We'll just drop the lever over by the stairs, will be fine. I suppose I might want to... Well, no, this is it'll be fine. Brimstone. That'll do. Okay. Right, so going back up to the top surface. Next thing I want to build is an upstair. And I'm going to tuck that... probably over in the corner. Yeah, that'll be fine. We'll make that out of some blocks or other. And we'll let them build that upwards. I also want some wall. let's see, how big do we need this wall? So I want a gate in front of the... Do I want stairs and a gate? Sorry, a door and a gate. No, probably just a gate will do. So I want it about that wide. So the idea behind this little bit is that we'll be able to build ourselves a roof. And the roof, to get up and down to the roof, there is always a hole in your roof. And so I want to be able to seal that hole off. And so the way to do that is to put... we can either wall it off, or for us, we'll just put a gate in there so that we can get back up there. So we'll have another bridge here. And that needs to be... doesn't need to be too long or too wide. I like it that sort of size just because it's I can tell them whether it's laid flat or it's drawn. It only actually needs to be a 1x1 bridge. Okay. And right, so gonna want some levers. We're gonna want the levers very close to the stairs. Gonna want 3 levers in total. We've got this one over here, so we'll put that there. Yeah, what we're gonna have is so we're gonna roof off a little area here so that they can work. They can do all of the stuff that they need to do outdoors without having to be out in the rain. And because they'll have a roof over them. But we've got 2 holes in the roof. One is here where we build the stairs to get up to the roof, and the other one is we want a hole immediately above the our dumping pile. What is that in that stockpile? Is that dead dwarf or what? Ah, Dava's mangled corpse. There's no one burying her. We're not out of coffins, are we? But yeah, so where our dumping stockpile is, we need to leave that open to the sky, otherwise we'll end up with rotten corpses. Someone's taken her to bury her, fine. So we have a hole there. So the other thing I'll do is I'll put another wall around the stockpiles and the dumping ground. Again, we'll just have that. We'll have the ability to close it off. It'll normally be open, but we just have the ability to close it off. And then I'll probably have this area walled so that if we get attacked by a flying beast, we can come inside and we've got this sort of small area that we can easily wall off and put a ceiling over relatively quickly. Right, so we've got the upstairs there. We now need to build the downstairs. So downstairs goes on top of the upstairs to complete that half of the staircase. And we'll make that out of dolomite blocks. Right. As soon as we've built that, we can start getting the ceiling in. The moment we start on the ceiling, we will start covering up all of the things like the butchers and the tanners that we've got down there. And it will make quite a difference to people not to have to stand out doing their work in the rain. Okay, should be able to build that lot okay. Just keep an eye on it, see if some people come running up with blocks in hand to build that floor. Yeah, here they come. Okay, let's put a bit more floor. And we'll just make it as big as the bit that we've got so far. Because my dwarves are going to be living most of their life underground, I like to get the above ground stuff done as soon as possible. Oh, somebody's baby's made it. Oh, hang on. No, I think that might have been the one where the mother's already dead. And I probably... Can we see? Bomb wreck. Bomb wreck? Can we have a look at you? Are you a child who has a mother who is locked up? Bomb wreck. Okay, so what I want to know is the relationships of this child. Fiona. Fiona, unfortunately, I think is dead. Yeah, I think Fiona was one of the ones that died of thirst. If we go down to the bedrooms, we should be able to see. So if we have a look at the coffins over here, we'll see who's in the coffins. Can't do it with K. Can I do it with Q? Ah, Dava. Fiona, yeah. So unfortunately Fiona's baby just didn't grow up in time. And Bista, who was the first mother that we lost. Okay. Oh, all those beds are in downstairs. While we're down here, let's turn everything here into a bedroom. Alright. Then people can claim it and they'll feel a lot happier once they've got a bedroom. We can also designate this area for smoothing now that we've removed all of the gems out of the walls, all of that good stuff. I want to smooth from there to there. Let's get that corridor taken in as well. And have I missed a bit? Looks like that bit's been missed. Yes, it has. Well, soon fix that. Now, while I'm down here thinking about things, let's just get this wall here shaped. So I want them to dig out from there to there. And on this side, from there to there. And looking at how fast we're going through coffins, while I'm on the coffin floor, we should probably drop in another one. Yeah, we've got a few. I think the other thing that I'll do while I'm down here is I'll get the next burial area set up. To do that, I want to repeat the pattern on this side. We'll dig out one layer down to here. Oh yeah, I was supposed to put some wall back here. I think I cut it out because... Hang on, wrong thing. Build, construction, wool. I think I might have cut it out because there was gems. Where's my cursor? It's there. Okay, so we want a block there and a block there. I think that's right. Yeah, that's right. And actually, we can remove those two. It might not have been gems. It might be that I just dug out the wrong bits. Now, how are we doing down here? Where is that aquifer? I'm going to ask them to just dig along here until they find the aquifer. We'll see how many bedrooms we can put on this bottom row. Okay, that's some more bedrooms being taken care of. Ah, right, our guild hall here, our next guild hall. I want to make this a new meeting location. So, meeting area, assign location. And add location. You're going to be a guild hall. And you're going to be a guild hall. I think weaponsmiths, because it'll be the weaponsmith that I'm going to want to start making weapons first. And then armor second, I think. Because at least that way they can start training with weapons. So yeah, let's tell them that they can do that. And hopefully some of them will go and get a bit skilled up. Right, let's go check out the maternity suite and see how the mothers are doing. Anybody starving, dying of thirst? Don't see... Oh, hang on. I saw a hungry indication. Yes, so it's probably time to move them off the alcohol onto the food. Oh, actually, first of all, I actually need to find some food. That's wine. There's food. Okay, so we just want to move it to there. Okay, not that one, but this one. And we want to just redefine that burrow. To there. And then remove the burrow that we have running across there. Okay, so those mothers should... Oh no. Esther. I thought she already... Maybe she did it. Okay, so that's... we need to make sure that Esther is also...
I just can't.
Also in the maternity suite. Oh, right, temple. Go and engrave the temple. All of that. We can't do that top corner because it's a built wall, but we can get them to smooth from there to there, and then we'll engrave that afterwards. But in the meantime, we can say to them, this is from here to here. That is a temple. So it's a meeting area, add location, add new location, temple. I'm going to make this no specific deity so that anyone can go down and pray there. That should cheer a few people up at least. Right. Let's head up to the surface. See how we're doing up here. We'll build a bit more floor. That as wide as I can go. Yes, it is. Okay, yeah, all out of dolomite blocks. We've got enough dolomite blocks. I would also like to build a hatch cover. Needs a hatch cover. Let's go make a hatch cover. Is this a new tile set? It's the same one as I've been using for a few days. So, can't remember when you were last in chat. It's the CLA tile set. It was the first one that became available. So yeah, not sure if that's new or not. But I'm happy that it's fully compatible, and it's a little bit more visually watchable for the non-hardcore. I think if you play Dwarf Fortress yourself a lot, playing with ASCII isn't too much of a problem. Oh.
We've got company.
Okay. See him coming in down here. Yeah. I think ASCII, I find that I'm a little bit slower. I miss things. I'm more likely to make mistakes in ASCII, but yeah, a bit of practice, that might fix it. But I think for viewers, if you don't play it yourself, I think it's harder to watch it in ASCII than it is if you're a player and you're kind of absorbed in the game anyway. Alright, just waiting for anyone else. Yep, a few more. I'm just going to have a quick glance at what we've got so far. I want to make sure that... Oh, we've just gone over 84 as well. Just gone over 80. Now, 80 is around about the time that goblins get interested in raiding us, because that means that we've got enough people and enough stuff to make it worth their while. Yeah, I just want to make sure we don't have any hunters. Bunch of peasants. Doesn't look like any hunters have come in the batch so far. We have got quite a lot of new people though. And still they come. Oh my. I think that's probably it. 95. I can't remember where we were up to before. So it's all of the people without a snatcher? What's a snatcher? I don't know what kind of job that is. Has anyone heard of snatcher before? Hunt. Why are you hunting? I don't want you hunting. Alright, I just need to have a quick glance through these new arrivals and make sure that none of them have got the job of hunting or fishing because I don't want them outside and I've got other things I'd rather have them doing. Okay, we'll pause that. Yeah, but this is one of our people. So that's what I was thinking, like snatchers are usually like enemies, not members of your base, not new arrivals. And she has got a dwarf name as well. We'll have a look in a second. Okay, she's fine. He's fine. Animal caretaker. Right. You don't have hunting switched on, that's fine. You don't have fishing switched on, that's fine. Right, now the snatcher. So, what are you? You do animal care, milling, well, I have no idea. I think maybe we should actually have a look at this person. Yeah, view. No, not that kind of view. Units. View. Married with 11 children. There's then names of 11 children. Son of 2 people, romantically involved with... Oh, married to 1 person. Romantically involved with somebody else. Okay. A citizen of the walls of Handling. Member of the Violet Attic, that's us. Former member of the Single Bodice. Somebody else was a former member of the Single Bodice. Former member of the Smith of Cyclones. Haven't heard of that one before. Former member of the Gate of Roughness. He arrived here just now. 73. I don't see anything odd about his description. He personally has abandoned any attempt at self-control and finds the whole concept deeply offensive. Deeply respects skills at arms. Finds leisure time wasteful and doesn't particularly value loyalty. Dreams of creating a great work of art. Well, we can certainly help you out with that, but why are you called a snatcher? I wonder if that is one of the new roles. Okay. Right, I'm just going to check the fisher, the newly arrived fisher people and animal people, just to make sure that no one's got hunting switched on or fishing switched on. I'll do the rest of the organising the people off screen. Hunting, no, you're fine. Right, these fishing people. Yep, you're fine. And Erdim, what about you? Yep, you're fine. Dastot, yeah, you're hunting now. You're a fisher dwarf. Are you hunting for fish? Ah, no, he has hunting switched on. So that means he must have come with a crossbow. I don't want him out hunting. In my mind, hunting is a little bit of a waste of bolts. It's also a bit of a dangerous profession as well. But I wonder why he chose to hunt rather than fish. Usually they prioritise fishing. Okay, you. Yep, no fishing. Also, the hunters and the fishermen, because they are the ones that are constantly out in the rain, they tend to get depressed more easily. But you can train your crossbow dwarves with hunting, and there's usually enough bone around to make bolts. Yeah, but you can also train your crossbow dwarves with an archery target, and you can make sure that that's not out in the rain. Right, done him. Not too worried. I don't think anybody else has got hunting. Usually it's just the animal people and the fish people that I need to pay close attention to.
I said no.
Okay, right now. Build me some wool. Actually, we'll tuck that bit in the corner. Ah, no, I've got to do that one at a time, haven't I? Yeah, just do that bit. Brimstone blocks, that sounds fun. And another bit of wool. Oh, that's not wool. Okay. Or should I say that wool is already there. I don't need wool. Okay, we'll get that in. And we can start telling them to smooth the floor down here. Oh, actually, I can, rather than getting them to do that, what I want them to do is to dig out this excess bit of wall here. So I left that double skin just while we got that bit of hematite dug out there and replaced with wool.
No. I said no.
Oh, who's dead? Oh, they found Deadlock. Deadlock's been dead and drowned for a long time. I mean, we put a slab to Deadlock. Oh, look at all these people. Can we see what you're doing, baby? Peasants, an animal trainer? Peasants and a cheesemaker? A fish cleaner? Are you all learning how to be weaponsmiths? I mean, marvellous if you are. I'm certainly not going to complain about that. Oh, right. Who was fishing? I didn't think anybody was fishing. Because the only fisher dwarf who was going to fish. Let me just check you. Did I miss the fact that you still had fishing? No, you haven't got fishing switched on. And you? No, you haven't got fish switched on either. I'm not sure who was actually out there fishing. Oops, went down a level too far there. Right, let's get the bedrooms all nicely smoothed off. So from there to not smooth, engrave. To there. And I'd also like to smooth out a new area because I think we're going to be needing coffins at a fair rate of knots. I don't want to smooth the wall with the hematite in it, so we'll just go up to there. We'll dig out that little bit of hematite. Oh, and it appears that, at least for the moment, that aquifer was only as wide as the staircase. Oh no, I think it's probably that the aquifer isn't on this level, at least at the moment. I found the aquifers seem to be behaving really weird. Sometimes they're in one place and sometimes they're in another. But that at least means that we can use all of this space for bedrooms. And that'll give us a total of 80 bedrooms up till now. And seeing as we've got 90 odd people and the married couples will automatically bunk up. So once we've got this lot built, that will be most of our dwarves in a bedroom of their own, which will be a good thing. So I suspect that at the moment, most of the dwarves are probably sharing the upstairs where we have the sort of temporary dining arrangements in place. Right, we want to make this larger down to there. And then just put in some bedroom doorways. I was going to do it the other side. Yeah. Just to keep it as far away from the damp wall as possible. But yeah, I think maybe the aquifer isn't on this level. And the reason why we've got damp stone there is because it appeared the level above, and so it's flooded the staircase there. Oh yeah, animals. We should just have a look and see what animals they've brought in. Is there anything not pastured? So the 3 green stripes at the side, at the right hand, far right of each of the animal names, tells us that they're in a pasture somewhere. Okay, so we've got a buck rabbit. The peahen we'll sort out in a bit. That lamb needs to go here. We just put the animals that actively need to be in a grazing area up there. Hello, SW Joker. How did the maternity ward work out? It's been a little bit hit and miss. So certainly compared to not having a maternity ward, it has some effect. It's incredibly annoying to keep on top of because it only works if you make it, or it works most reliably if it's a single square, 1x1 tile for your maternity ward. And so yeah, I find that the easiest way to manage it is to move it from time to time between food and drink. But yeah, that means keeping an eye on it, constantly going back and just checking that are they hungry, are they thirsty, do I need to move them? And the regular checking up of every time someone's had, like, somebody did have a baby before and I didn't notice who it was, or if I did, I've forgotten. Somebody somewhere needs to go in the maternity ward. So one problem that we've definitely had, the new mother who had a strange mood was unable to complete the artifact that she was trying to work on. She was running around with a rock in her hand for a long time, and eventually she went berserk. So that was unfortunate. And yet she seemed to be able to do some of it. It wasn't immediately. She claimed I let her out of the maternity ward. She went and claimed the workshop. She did take a few things there, but at some point she went and picked up a lump of rock and then ended up running around in circles. So yeah, that was unfortunate. Okay, right, now here we've got another animal pasture, I think. No, it's down a level. No, it is here. It's here somewhere. Just can't see it because it's got all the other stuff in it. I'm just keeping the animals in here that... In fact, let's go from the bottom. The animals in here that don't actively need to be pastured in a grazing area. So like the pigs. Chick doesn't. The peahen, however, we can put over with the other peahens. So let's move you across here. That one. Yeah, and then in due course we shall slaughter that one.
Sorry, I can't do it, sir.
Just giving them a moment to sort of make sure that all of the animals have actually come inside, and then we'll slaughter a bunch of those animals. They'll just be turned into tomorrow's dinner. Right, workshops. I would like to build some more forges because I know we have put together, we've made some more anvils, so let's use them. I should use up some of those marble blocks. And another forge. Okay. Yeah, so sad. Indeed. But these things are... Well, you know. Alright, so this is where I have my maternity ward at the moment. How are we looking? We've got a thirsty mother there. And a thirsty mother there. Ooh, I thought I had actually put them on top of an alcohol barrel. Maybe they're on a food barrel? Yeah, they're on a food barrel. So someone got hungry. Let's just find an alcohol barrel to move them to. There's one there. Right, next to the cups, so no great surprise. So Burrow Maternity Suite, we'll move you over to there next to the goblets. And we'll remove you from where you are. And we'll see if... of course, there's no guarantee that a mother will actually go to the maternity suite. It's just that the babies might allow them to. It doesn't restrict them to that area. Okay, so looking around, how are we doing in all other places? Build me the last bit of wall. in that corner there, but yes, we can start smoothing down here as well. And then finally we'll have a tavern. So from here to there. Now, I would like to get that little bit of hematite out the wall there. I'm kind of tempted to go and do that before trouble arrives on the map. Just because I'm incredibly greedy.
No. Ach, don't tell the elves that all the fish are gone.
Who's fishing? Stop your fishing. Alright, I need to have a proper look through those new people who've arrived and sort out their jobs. But what I might do, might take a bit of a break to get myself a bite to eat and to just sort out all of those new people who arrived. And then that way I can find out just who it is who is streaming, who's fishing in the stream. And just make sure that they're not. Because I only want them doing things that I want them to do. Yeah, I need to find out who the mother is, get that other mother. Right, to find out who the other mother is. Maternity suite. Who's in the maternity suite? There should be a missing baby. The baby is Bear. We've got another baby, not Bear and Udil. Who Dasdot I know about. His mother died. Oh no, Udil's a child. Okay, that's fine. The children don't need to be in the maternity suite. In fact, which makes me think Bomrek doesn't need to be in the maternity suite anymore because he's grown up as well. But yeah, Bear is our new one. So if we go and have a look for Bear amongst the babies, we'll view you and let's see who your mother is. Esther. Oh, I think Esther is already in the maternity suite. This must be another baby. Hang on. If we go here... Esther, are you in there? No, you're not. Go and familiarise yourself with the area. It'll might keep you alive. Oh, what a miserable existence, though. It's like just thinking we've one dwarf who's arrived, who's already had 11 children. That would be 11 years only being able to stand on one spot. I mean, okay, it's a spot where there's an alcohol barrel, but all the same. I mean, at least if you're in prison... Ah, hang on. Who's that? Dakos the Shearer. Dakos the Shearer. That's one of the farmers. Okay. Yeah, so I do need to go through all of these people and just make sure that they don't have fishing switched on. There must be 2 of them, I think. And who's the unhappy person? Elko. Yeah, he was unhappy before. That's fine. Alright, well, I think I'm going to take a bit of a break and sort out the labours of the new people. Get myself a bite to eat. And unless somebody starts streaming, I really want to watch their stream. Like if Cupo comes on, he had such an interesting stream last night. I really want to see what happens with his fortress if he goes back to it. So, yeah, if Cupo comes on and streams, I probably won't go back live again until after he finishes, because that was just a fascinating story last night. Otherwise, I shall come back and I'll persevere with this fortress, and we'll just see how we get on. Yeah, see how we cope with it. All right, but thank you for watching for the moment. Maybe I'll see you a little bit later.